Yes, people, we're back today with the Chronicles. Myself and Mo going to be talking about the weekend. I've got a cheeky ass grin on my face. I do wonder why. Mo, do you know why?
Yeah. Your team is jumping to top four. They're performing well, but also your rivals, Liverpool, are in the mud. Jurgen Klopp is on his way out, people. Get ready
Oh,
for big talk today. Big
big
talk.
talk. Everyone that's here, big up, man. Nice and early. Nice to see about 25 people here. Sharp. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to start off with talking about the Manchester United game as it was the most recent. Then we're going to talk about Arsenal and Liverpool, Klopp, Henderson. What did he actually say? What has been said on Twitter that he said? Arteta, and obviously we're going to talk a little bit more about Manchester City in the depth and what tactics Pep's actually got going on this season. More importantly, what we saw in the Southampton game when he's had pretty much zero fullbacks but Cancelo only. I think it's definitely something interesting for you guys to see that bit in depth about how Man City lined up. But other than that, we're going to talk on Man United. Big up everyone that's in here. You know what time it is though, Mo?
It's intro time, people.
And just like that, we're back. Nice to see 35 people within here within a minute and 30 seconds. Obviously, we're live, we're direct, we're here to get in depth about certain stuff. We're going to talk about the table, certain things that we even thought. We can do as well, Mo. We can run what we thought the prediction table for what we thought at the end, which was what? A few weeks ago?
About like end of August, about like 2 weeks into this September or something after the transfer window. But let's get the likes up, people. I want to see 50 likes, people. For us, if you're a Man United fan, you'll love to see this. If you're also going to be joining, you'll love to see this. And if you're a Liverpool fan as well, you'd love to see the guy that is coming on.
Whoa. Yeah, the guy we got coming on as well. A lot of you are familiar with him. He's been on the channel before. He's friend of us and everything. My lighting's a bit mad. It's a bit brazy right now. Very white. It's making me look pale, like one of them guys off the like a vampire. But other than that, we've got a Liverpool fan coming on to talk to you about Klopp, what he thinks. Ilias as well is not coming on, by the way. Just gonna let me put that across. But we have to announce something with Ilias. Yesterday in the Discord, Ilias decided to change his profile picture. And in here right now, big up Ilias is here early. Everyone knows him by now. Let's change it to a WWE picture. It's not looking good for Liverpool, but guess what? Hansi Flick is coming. So clearly someone's clocked out already. Damn.
Yes.
Is this how we're moving, Ilias? Really? This is you meant to support your team through thick and thin, no matter what. Even me as a Manchester United fan, give chest, major success in my teenage years, growing up and everything. As soon as I got to about 16, 17 years old, went through the mud, got dragged through it, still getting dragged through it. And look, here I am. I'm still here sitting strong talking to you guys. Big up Antony as well. Liverpool in the mud. Young Pep is saying, well done, Manchester United, for winning the beat Everton trophy. Stop hate. You actually hate it. Now, Pep, I like how you support the channel a lot, yeah. I like how you've been around. But now you're definitely being a hater, bro, because you can also give Man United some props, man. Come on, we're going to talk a little bit about it. Zohe, big up as well, saying get the likes up. K-Tat Wong as well. Kai, sorry. Arteta was 20th once last season. You need to give your manager time if they're proven in the past. Big up Mustafa. Yeah. Big up Wayne as well. Love to see you all the way in Ireland as well. Big up Wayne. Might catch you at Old Trafford if you're there against Newcastle. Let me know in my DMs as well, bro. Big up Kwasi as well. Big up J-Man. We here. Smash the likes. Obviously, 6 UCL winner. Big up for a Liverpool fan coming on these streams. It's not easy when your team's literally in the mud, bro. But I'm loving every second of it. Loving it.
Listen, we want to talk about Liverpool as well, and I can't wait. You know, yesterday I wanted to be
so
like
many
talking
comments
about Liverpool, man. I wanted to, so many comments. And Millie, I know you want to ask me about Inter all the time and the Italian Serie A. Maybe.
Mo, actually talk to me about Inter Milan. Like, big up Darcy. I just see you coming. What happened to Inter Milan on the weekend? I don't know what the results were.
So we actually won. We won away to Sassuolo, which is not an easy team. We actually didn't play very, very well, but we just improved. So now 2 wins on the bounce, which is not bad at all. And we play Barcelona. Listen, if we draw, we kick them out. So they go to Europa League to face you guys. So
this is a showdown. There's gonna be showdown in Champions League.
Yeah. On Wednesday, it's gonna be big because Chelsea Tuesday, if they lose to Milan, they have to win the last 2 games as well, and it's kind of like this is a very, very decisive week. But Meli, maybe I'll do a show here, never all about Serie A. With we'll get somebody and then we'll talk about Serie A or something if people are interested.
I just want to say as well. Obviously, I don't know if you guys have seen the news as well. Obviously, Mwepu from Brighton had to retire due to a heart condition. So that's obviously it's not nice knowing that someone's dream has been, annihilated. So in a space of, I don't know how long it's been going on for, but he was a very promising player. So obviously, I know he probably will never see this. Maybe we can clip this up. Maybe we can send it to him on his Twitter or something like that. If you guys want to just push it towards it, maybe he might see it. I don't know, but obviously, big up. Hopefully, he can move on. Hopefully, he's mentally okay. And obviously, I hope he actually continues within football. Maybe it's a coaching thing or some ambassador role or something. But to stop football, I can't imagine what it must feel like. Actually, I nearly did. I nearly had that small thing in my knee where it nearly ruined my whole football career, even though there was not much of a career going on other than my academy life. But the feeling of not playing football again that's draining. That hurts. Like honestly, it's pain. It's like a passion ripped from your heart. Like it's like you're at a funeral or something like that. So hopefully, big up Mwepu, man. Hopefully, he doesn't have to suffer in the future. But other than Mwepu, someone that didn't suffer yesterday was Manchester United. We're going to talk about Manchester United in brief because obviously, again, with respect, Ronaldo has hit 700 goals, which is a big achievement in football. Club goals, by the way, not international club goals. I don't care about this Messi and Ronaldo comparison, but he actually played okay yesterday. He played okay. Did you watch the game at all?
Yeah, all the game, of course. What do you think?
What did you make of Man United?
I actually think that when you kind of like did the basics correct yesterday, like just the basics, just connect a couple of passes, not going so quick, I thought you were actually able to pin Everton back a little bit, and you were actually able to calm the crowd down because they went crazy, of course, when they scored. And that's credit to the coach. Like Erik ten Hag yesterday, you play away at Everton, and the crowd is going crazy. They're the best defense in the league, but again, you were able to press in the right moments yesterday. I thought Man United yesterday were very, very balanced. Casemiro, I know he lost the ball. Listen, Casemiro is not the best player in the world. He's not a better footballer than Fabinho. He's not a better footballer than Rodri. He's not, but he's a better footballer in terms of experience, positioning. He allowed, for me, man of the match yesterday, and people disagree with me, was Christian Eriksen. Every time Christian Eriksen got the ball yesterday, he controlled the tempo. He didn't do something magical. He didn't do something magical, right? But he was able to talk to Bruno, talk to Antony. I think yesterday he was so good in terms of like, let's calm the game down or let's move quick. And I thought Christian Eriksen was absolutely fantastic yesterday, in my opinion. To be honest, maybe you didn't see that, but for me, I know that you like shiny players, you like this and that, but he was absolutely great. Martinez was great as well.
For this question alone, I can't say much. I'm leaving it down to Daps. So just watch out for the Liverpool stream, who's going to be the guest and everything, big previews and everything. So watch out for that one. But other than that, big up Ezekiel as well. What is man saying? I'm good. But I don't think Eriksen. I thought Eriksen was one of the, in my opinion, Eriksen was one of the worst players out of the whole team. It's the way he kept giving away the ball. It's the manner he kept doing it. I mean, look, I can pinpoint Bruno as much as I want to in it, but Bruno didn't have a bad game. Actually, he got robbed of 2 assists and 2 goals. Imagine this. And I could actually say in this notice, he made a very good. So Ten Hag likes overloads. Everyone needs to know this, by the way, in the comments. He likes overloads. Bruno and Ronaldo made an overload, and I can't remember. Someone played a ball in. Ronaldo took a touch and he was already offside. Bruno was just waiting, and it would have been a goal. And there was another instance where Ronaldo decided to head of the ball, but if he left it, Bruno was clear. And who played that ball in? I can't remember exactly who was. I think it might have been Antony, maybe. But robbed. So 2 goals. An assist, I think I can't remember who he put in. I can't remember who was it. It wasn't Casemiro's header, but he put somebody in and
No. It was
somebody absolutely
it was
fluffed it.
Casemiro's header.
No, Rashford played that ball for Casemiro's
Yes.
header.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Bruno. But for me, Casemiro, he gave away the ball, was not my man in the match, but he was definitely up there. It was definitely up there. Do you get what I mean? That as in, like, he made a major mistake, and I thought it was Antony's fault or Delo, because why are you going to give a player a 2-yard pass even though you can see that he's getting pressed? Get rid of it. But Casemiro could say also should have got rid of it, but he put in a major performance after that. So you could probably make a compilation of his yesterday of his shit, a compilation of how bad he could have been and a compilation of how good he was at the same time. You get what I'm saying? My man in the match was Luke Shaw. Let me tell you why.
No, Luke Shaw was great. Yes.
Because he didn't allow Anthony Gordon, their major threat, right? Their biggest threat, to get any space in behind. He was hard hitting. And the thing is, there's the narrative. I get it. I don't want Luke Shaw here next season. I hope he plays well and we can sell him. But he was hard hitting. He was clean. He passed the ball very well. Very technical. It looks like he looks trim. He's looking like a Luke Shaw of old, slightly, of the way he was doing stuff. And that's the basics you should be of a fullback anyways. But the same praise we want to give to Delo, who stunk it up yesterday. My worst player yesterday was Delo. The same praise was given Delo at the start and gave him the benefit of the doubt. He's just coming to a new team system. Same thing for Shaw. So I'm going to give the same respect to Shaw. He was on fire yesterday, and he's given Malacia a run for his money, so he should be starting. But if you're gonna tell me Shaw and Malacia are gonna be the next best things in world football and fullbacks, no, not in my opinion. But I hope
finally someone said it. Malacia is just a makeshift player until you find the right left back.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, no. The thing is, I'm not going to put anything on Malacia yet, or anyone that has come into the team at the moment, because I want to see what this team can do when we actually control the game. Not 45 minutes, the game. I want to see him do stuff going forward, because when he does cross, his position in his crossing is very good. Everton, on the other hand, we can praise Man United. You think Eriksen was the best? I thought Luke Shaw was my man in the match. Casemiro for some as well. What do you guys think in the comments as well? If
you watch the game, let us know.
If you watch the game.
Maybe that's the difference. But I knew you as a tactical guy, Cass. I knew that you play in the midfield, and I know that you notice things like me that people don't notice. Like, you don't go for the flashy players. You don't go for the player who like did this and that. You go for the player who controls the tempo, who put in the most tackles, who actually was able to break in the opposition's attack. And
yeah,
for me, I still I think Christian Eriksen. If you remove Christian Eriksen from this team, it is not going to be the same Man United that we see now. It's not going to be, because you can bring in someone who can stop the attacks. You can bring in a defender who can defend and block and do all of this and that. But to bring someone who actually lead the team, I think Christian Eriksen is taking the what do we call it? I don't know what we call it. He's taking the leadership of Bruno Fernandes every game more and more.
He's basically taking the limelight off of Bruno, like the pressure onto himself.
He is the one who tells players where to go. He is the one who tells players to play fast or not. And I like this because I love Christian Eriksen, to be honest. I thought actually they were using him wrong at Spurs. They were using him as a number 10, and Christian Eriksen is like a Modric.
He was playing the right wing or left wing sometimes as well, like as in a 7.5 or something like this, or 8.5. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm gonna go through some of the comments, guys. By the way, we got our guest in the background. We're gonna bring him in a second because it's relevant to the game that we're gonna talk about next, which is gonna be the Arsenal Liverpool game. Other than that, do smash the like button. It's good to see that's 110 people, nice and early, not even 15 minutes gone. I appreciate everyone. There's a lot of comments. So I'm going to go through a couple of the comments as well. We're going to talk about Man City as well a bit later, and Pep in depth of the game he did, because I feel like out of all the games, this was definitely the most interesting game for me, tactically, from Pep this season. Other than, obviously, Manchester United, the way he used Foden was it's just, this man is a genius. But big up Monster in the building. Obviously, Mustafa was saying as well. Blue, Casemiro dropped a 3 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 at the same time. I have to agree, man. I have to agree. Gunavel says, I think Malacia is slightly overrated. Is he really better than Shaw? I think they both offer something a little bit different for now. But this is the squad we've got, and that's what we're going to have to deal with. MJG is saying, coming from a City fan, I think it's going to be difficult Sunday going to Anfield, Liverpool. Not wanting to lose against Klopp. We'll go back on the old formation. We'll see about that as well. Emma, I know I brought this up earlier, but you're right. I think I've been giving Delo a little bit of stick, but at the same time, he has not had one rest. And I hope against a team that rhymes with pneumonia, yeah, we can actually put someone like Alanga right back instead and just give him a rest. Don't play him. Play Malassia, play Alanga. You got someone that can run in behind. You got someone that can tuck inside. Play Varane. He needs some minutes. He played a very crucial header yesterday because if Pickford scored that fucking goal, I swear that I would not be on the stream today if I saw that guy.
Are you gonna give De Gea like a little bit of
credit?
Oh my god!
No. De Gea, I'll give him some credit. He done what he needed to do, and that's it. He made a crucial save or saves, couple, not too much in the second half at all. Made some crucial saves. He came out, done a bit of a sweeper, keeper stuff, and his passing was very much.
Finally.
But this is the evolution of coaching that he's listening. Even at his age, he's trying to adapt his game because he wants to stay at the club. Should he be the keeper next season? No. It's time to move on. But I'll give him respect. He's a legend. For me, he's a Man United legend, pretty much up there with Peter Schmeichel, Van der Sar as best keepers ever at Man United. Without a doubt. The wiki ticky, why is it taking this long for Shaw to get his BMI down? Body mass. I don't know, man. I feel like it's certain managers give off certain different things, and it's all about man management to motivate your players to wanting to be the best. This is what Pep and Klopp is probably so good at, like this sort of thing. I'm gonna keep going down a couple. Samuel Ingram, another Man United fan. Cass, Man United should learn from Arsenal and play experience and youth. Well, I think we are playing a little bit of youth. You got to remember, Anthony's only 22 years old. Bear that in mind. City are beating us, and it's a heavy beatdown. Well, yeah, man. Get Big Steve on Legend. Yeah, Alex, he'll probably be on. Maybe I can't tell, but that's Big Steve. Maybe a couple others. I can't say much, man. That's all I can say. I can't say much. It's not on me. It's not my club. It's like Daps also runs the show as well, and I'm sure he's got a nice big preview special for you, man. That I'll watch it, man. But keep liking the video. And what are we on, by the way? 168 likes. Why are we not on 100 likes yet, man? I thought we passed this. Where's the ratio, gang at?
Ladimus is here. Thank you so much for that. He's saying
Ladimus,
108 views, only 60. Guys, put some respect for us, man. Show some respect for us. A little bit of some more likes. I need to see 100 likes, please, in the next 10 minutes. If you're here, hit that like button. It's underneath the live chat. I know that some of you are on your phones. Close the chat, hit the like, and come back to the chat again. It's easy. It is free, but it helps us big time.
And hit the notification bell as well. Me and Dats will be on tomorrow afternoon. We're going to run Trending Tuesdays, which will be live earlier than this, about 1 o'clock, where we're going to talk about all the relative news that's been going on in football. But I'm going to bring on a guest now. He ain't been on the channel in a while, but big this guy up. He's literally away from YouTube. I can class him as a friend, not just a YouTube friend or colleague or anything you want to call that. But he supports Liverpool. He's not hiding. He's got the best hairline in the game months. In the YouTube game months. Big up Roms, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Big up Mo, big up Cass, big up everyone in the chat. And just to echo what they said, smash them likes, man. Just show someone that it goes a long way. I'm in the chat now and there wasn't enough of that, so smash them likes. But thank you for having me, man.
It's calm, man. It's good. It's good that you come here because I want to talk about first things first, isn't it? I was going to get on to Arsenal and praise Arsenal right now, but I'm going to save that a little bit. What do you think, you guys think Henderson said?
You know what? If I didn't want to touch on it until it's confirmation and it comes out of what he actually may have said. But one thing I will say, if he has said this, Kaz and Mo, he's the biggest hypocrite. The amount of campaigns he's done, kick it out campaigns, etc., etc. You're the captain of Liverpool Football Club, sometimes even the vice captain of England. If he has actually said what the general consensus is, it's a catastrophe, bro. For me, like he may even not. I know we've seen players in the past play again, but if he has any decency about himself, it's not like he's just any squad player. Like I just said, he's vice captain for England at times, and he's captain of Liverpool Football Club. Some of our fan base regard him as the best captain ever due to what he's won. But I hope he's not said anything stupid. But it's not looking good, bro. It's not. It's not looking good. From when they said the FA are investigating and they don't even want to comment on it yet. Obviously, you have to have deep and thorough investigations, but it doesn't look good. I'm not gonna sit here and just back him and say, oh, it's fine or whatnot. It does not look good.
Well, I'm gonna share this as well, because it's not just come from like I don't think it was anything racist personally. I don't think it would be because again it'll be hypocrite. That's the easiest thing to jump to conclusion when there's obviously a player of color that's black or whatever, and he obviously is notably white. But this image tells me as well, by the way, like it's the way Firmino's looking at him that's a bit worrying.
Yeah,
it's like look,
he's giving him that look. Like, come on, bro.
Xhaka's had his tiff with him, yeah. But you also he reacted. Xhaka reacted. He done very well. Big up Xhaka. I would like to say Michael Oliver, I'm not biggest fan, but he handled that very well. Went to the managers, they sorted it. Arteta said that whatever was said will stay on the pitch, but the fact he went to the FA and Gabriel's still pissed off at this man, I do wonder what it said, because it looks like Firmino is just looking at Henderson in disgust.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it wasn't even just Firmino. There's another shot. I saw it last night. Alisson's also looked at Henderson like in a way of disgust.
Yeah, but again, these guys are Brazil. Okay, listen, I have to jump in here because you guys are like making assumptions based on stuff, and I don't like this.
No, but
listen, you know, I've seen this a lot. Firmino's Brazilian, Gabriel is Brazilian, Alisson is Brazilian. We know how Xhaka is, right? For me, yeah. Until this moment, people said they don't know what he said. And I know that everybody wants to slaughter the players, and they love to do this.
Yeah.
And until I know that it's a sensitive thing and everything, but until we actually know if this guy, there's going to be an investigation, and I know that there's going to be a lot of witnesses. If it comes out without us knowing what he said, and it doesn't matter, if they suspend the guy, I'm going to start slaughter this player and say this and that. But until that, because everybody gets in the heat of the game, they were losing, and you know that all the stuff he might have said something and he didn't mean it, because he has all these teammates, Fabinho, Diaz, even Salah's African. Like, you know what I mean? You know, like and these people go with him on training ground day in, day out. He's not just gonna say something like this. Maybe got interpreted wrong. I'm not gonna just sit here and accuse the guy for being racist without proof. This is what I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not jumping to the conclusion what he said. It's just that we're going off the fact that I get they're Brazilian, their teammates. It's the fact that he's looking at his own team, even when they're losing or drawing at the time, in disgust. That's all I'm saying. It don't look good for Henderson. It's the same respect if it was my team and another player from another team. Oh no, sorry. If another team was accusing one of our players from doing something, if one of my teammates, like let's say it was Ronaldo, Portuguese or something like that, started looking at another person on my team out in disgust, I'll be like, okay, there's an issue here, man. Like there's no way, because otherwise, wouldn't Firmino go talk to Gabriel and be like, no, you're being overboard or something like this? Do you get what I'm trying to come from, Mo? Like all I'm trying to say is like,
team, yeah, it's not looking good, bruv.
But this,
that's all I'm. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said. That's why I said I don't want to speak on it too much. We need to just wait for confirmation or whatnot. But I see where Mo's come from as well, because as rival fans, you love to just get onto play when things are going bad. People relish it. They look forward to just kick a man when he's down. But on the flip side, it doesn't look good. Firmino is looking at him like he's giving that look like, come on, you didn't have to say that kind of look. So I understand both points, but like I said, even on my channel, I'm not going to speak on it just yet until we actually know what was said or till the investigation.
Yeah, you know, it's that's exactly what I was going to conclude. The whole point of this discussion is it's politics now. It's out of our hands. Wait for the FA to investigate and see what they have to say. So anyone that wants to jump to a conclusion, that's on your own accord. But we thought it was just something that we have to discuss just a little bit. But let's talk on the game now. Let's get back into the game. I don't know where you want to start with this. Do you want to start on what Liverpool done very badly, or do you want to start on what Arsenal done very well?
Let me give Arsenal their praise first. Because I'm going to keep it short and sweet, though. They were excellent. Every time we were always susceptible to the counter. And every time they were on the offense, they looked like they would score. We were frightened. In the middle, we were just open. The same narrative of our whole season. Arsenal were excellent, but like I said, I'm not going to go on too long. It was a good win for their mentality. They finally got over that mental block. I think it was 1 win in 19 all competitions, and then 1 win in the last 14 Premier League games against us. So it was good for them and where they want to be and going forward. But for us, you know the most worrying thing, Kaz and Mo.
What Trent?
Say it again.
Trent. faking an injury.
No, we'll get on to Trent, but it looks like it looks like there's just no solution going forward. And I know we didn't revert back to type and we've gone with a different formation, but this is why I said to Liverpool fans, don't get too carried away. I know Rangers are a big club, big fan base, etc. But the golfing quality is crazy that we should be beating Rangers. So, and what worries me from that Rangers game is why we shouldn't have got carried away. We didn't score a goal from open play. It was a fantastic free kick from the guy you just spoke about. And then also it was, I forgot the other goal now. Salah penalty. Yeah, penalty. It was a penalty and a free kick. So it's not that we scored from open play or we scored any great goals against them. And you can play that formation against Rangers because you're at Anfield, European night. You don't have much to lose. By the way, the Ibrox will be a different proposition, but this isn't a preview for that game. But what's worrying for me now is, and it's our wrongdoing, it's bad planning. Why I felt, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Liverpool fans might get onto me, but I felt quite a bit sorry for Henderson yesterday because that I could see.
What?
Listen. Let me land. I can see he recognized the danger, but his legs just wouldn't let him address the danger. There's times he saw what was going on. He just couldn't get there. And it's down to our gross negligence.
Who are you talking about?
Henderson, how bad? He said he's got to give Henderson some props.
No, not prop. No, you're putting words in my mouth. I said I feel sorry for him. He was poor, but I saw he recognized danger, but he couldn't get there. That's
down to your manager though for playing him and not recognizing he should have been the first player off that pitch.
I'm gonna say it again, guys. I'm sorry, I need to cut you out. I'm gonna say it again. Liverpool fans, some of them like to jump on players. Van Dijk is this, Henderson is that, Salah's this, Firmino's that. When you have more than 5, 6, 7 players playing with terrible, playing they're not in form, do not talk about the players. It's not their fault. It's not their faults. The positioning on the pitch is not their faults. These players are professional. If anybody went on a pitch, you know.
Oh, I like this angle, Mo. Yes, Mo.
You know that at this level, the coach tells you where exactly to be, who to cover, and where to be on a pitch, on an attack. These players train twice a day, and they have lectures, and you know that this guy is telling them to be in the wrong places. Some of them make bad decisions, yes, but you make bad decisions once or twice a game. But for freaking 90 minutes, Van Dijk is standing in the wrong place. For 90 minutes, Jordan Henderson is covering the wrong area. For 90 minutes, Salah couldn't even get isolated one-on-one. It's on this guy. I am sorry. You can't get your best winger isolated one-on-one for 90 minutes. Someone has to stop and say, hey, Mo, what the heck are you doing, man?
Mo, I just got to say one thing.
My darling, you with a headband. You are different gravy.
That was class. That was class.
Just to the last point you made, though. I agree with everything you just said. But there's times Salah was isolated with Tomiyasu. He's just not doing enough. There's times he actually did isolate him, but Tomiyasu was that excellent. Every time just got the ball. And the one time he did get past him, it was a tame side foot. I don't know if you remember, it was a side netting, just tame shot. It had no conviction at all. And I'm happy you actually mentioned Klopp because this all only comes down to Klopp. From when you take off Jota, one of our better players in that moment, and put Henderson on the right.
Whoa. Who was the first man to come off?
Trent, but that was injury, and Klopp said it.
Okay. Who's the first?
You meant
Salah and Matip. Salah and Matip.
Yeah. Wow.
He was asked about it, Cass, and he said Salah was done physically. He said he put in a shift and he couldn't run anymore, so we had to take him off. That's his answer. That was his answer.
That's mad.
Matip has been our whole team's been poor this season. Bar Alisson's the only constant, but Matip has been. If you had to nitpick, he's been one of our better players. He had his worst game this game. Matip was poor. But again, I want to speak about Klopp because.
Oh, wait on that one. We're going to talk about Klopp because it segments us into what we want to talk about later. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about Klopp. We talk about how shit Liverpool were, but then again, on the other side, we're not actually giving Arsenal or Arteta their credit at the same time. You get what I mean? How it can come across just talking about how bad Liverpool were. Obviously, Blue said if we don't score at least 5 against Liverpool side, I'll take that as an L. I think this is the one time where Man United fans and Man City fans can shake hands. and say this is a common enemy. I want to say about this as well. Look, Samuel Ingram, I think he sums up perfectly, innit? Liverpool had their good era of football, but every good story comes to an end. Liverpool need to evolve like WWE did with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and John Cena. But that's a good analogy of that. But look, for Liverpool's dominant era, I don't think they've done enough. I'll be honest. One Champions League and one Premier League.
Don't say dominant. Dominant.
Exactly. It wasn't even dominant.
No. That's why I done this. Their dominant era. You know what I'm saying? Because their era. The last 7 years, I don't think they've done enough.
Yeah, but I guess they reached 3 Champions League finals, Cass.
I get that. Finals. And guess what? They didn't get over the line. But anyways, I'm not going to take anything away. I want to talk about how good Arteta is, because I said this on stream live and direct here. If Arsenal score goals and get past his Liverpool side convincingly, I'm going to start giving Arteta his props to thinking, you know what? They've got a sick manager on their hands. You know what? He's brought them down from the Aubameyangs, the Lacazettes, Fred, whatever you want to call him, an injured Martinelli, all the players from beforehand, and he's shifted stuff. Yeah, some people agree with it. Some people don't agree with what he's done. But what he's done, Arsenal fans ain't seen since peak Wenger. You get what I'm saying? Like, as in, like, a convincing Arsenal team, not a team that gets into top 4. I'm talking about a convincing Arsenal team. The last convincing Arsenal team, who was it? Like, give me a stage where they had that looked convincing. I think they were top of the league at some point back in 2014, 15, something like that. They were like, oh shit, like
the last team is the team that challenged Leicester and
that's the one. 2015, I think.
2015. That's the last convincing team when they won against Leicester 3-2 and came back. 2015-16.
It's okay to want your manager out and then change your mind. Like, I'm just gonna tell guys, like, it's okay to change your mind, man. There's no need to be stubborn. This is why certain men are single, yeah, because they can't. And women, like, when I say man, it's a London term. Don't mean just men. It means men and women as well. That's why certain men are sick, because they want to be stubborn and think they're right about stuff. Look, it's okay to be wrong. Like our predictions, we're gonna bring our predictions. We were wrong about a couple teams. Do you know what I mean? It's okay that your man, from the outside view, your manager look like he's stinking up the gaff, and then all of a sudden when he gets his team, it goes to show that certain managers need time. Piers Morgan even came out today, or was it yesterday, and gave his props to saying that he's backing Arteta and trusting the process. Arsenal played sick. Tomiyasu at left back, other than Tierney, is a fucking tactical masterclass.
This is what I wanted to speak on, right? Do you know how I knew? I already rated Arteta before the season. I had Arsenal in top 4.
I know, yeah, because you're AFC Roms, isn't it? I know it. AFC Roms.
How I knew he's evolved as a manager and he's got even more intelligent. If you know football, Tomiyasu is very versatile. He can play left back, right back, and centre back. Obviously, it's primarily he's a centre back, but cool. If you know football, you knew, because this was coming from some of the Arsenal fans even before game. They were like, oh, I think Tierney would be better suited. He's better defensively left back. I think he should have been, because obviously Zinchenko's injured, so he was out of the equation. But I feel like Tierney should have started. And I was thinking to myself, do you know a gem in Tomiyasu that you have? He's versatile. He will deal with Salah. And I was saying before the game, this is a player that's been nullified by Anthony Robertson and Matt Targett this season. 2, you would say, mediocre left back. So Tomiyasu is better than both of them. He will have fun against Salah. Salah's not playing well. Cool. Some fans might want to put it down to system. He's now a touchline winger. You're professional. Still try and do something, and he did nothing. Tomiyasu had him in his pocket. And when I saw Arteta make that change for the game, I said, this guy's getting better and better as the day goes on. That was a very good change.
It's just that. It's even when substitutions come on that are not so good, or Rob Holding, it don't matter, Lokonga, anything. They still know their role. That's the thing. And they're playing to a certain extent, like, which therefore managers get the best out of their current squad. He's converted Ben White into this fullback. I think Ben White could possibly, he's done a libero role in the middle of in a 3 in the Leeds system, where he'll be the centre back that could drive forward and be the guy that plays a little bit alongside Calvin Phillips back when he was at Leeds on loan. He can possibly, maybe, I don't think he can, but I reckon he could be a better DM than El Neni. I'm not even joking, but at right back, he's proven like he's using the most out of his players. Now, I hate to say it, but is this another stroke of genius from Pep? He's not only given Arsenal a manager, he's given also a couple of his players, and yet they're still going on top of the league at the moment. It's mad, isn't it? Like, it's crazy.
Even with the inverted fullbacks, Arteta wouldn't have done that last season.
Before we move from Arteta, I want to say something. You see the video circulating on the internet about Aubameyang saying that he's a bitch and stuff like this. Okay, listen, let me tell you something.
I can get up. I can get up if you want.
Let me tell you something, okay? Aubameyang thinks he's a big player in the world. Aubameyang thinks he's a big player because he has a lot of cars and he's flashy and stuff, right? He's not.
Yeah.
Someone needs to tell this guy, you're not a big player, bro. You had everything to do at Arsenal and you didn't. You flopped at the end and all the fans wanted you out. You were good at Borussia Dortmund, but Royce was better than you. Okay? You went to Barcelona and they were like, yeah, it's fine. You want him, take him for 50 million. We don't want him. We have Lewandowski. So this guy thinks he's a big player. He won the French Cup and he won the German Cup with Borussia Dortmund. That's all he did in his career. This guy in his career, and we're talking about there is a difference between someone who doesn't win trophies, because he's playing in a league, like you go play for Atletico Madrid or you go play for Celta Vigo or something, and you don't win leagues. He played for Borussia Dortmund, right, in the German league. So he's good and all. He's a good forward, but he thinks he's a big person. He thinks he's a big player. He's not. Mesut Ozil won the World Cup, won the Champions League with Real Madrid. You didn't. So Aubameyang thinks he's coming in, sitting, leg on a leg, thinking, oh, this manager cannot manage big egos. No, you are a big ego, and you didn't want to work hard, and he couldn't manage you because you didn't even want to work. And that's why you were kicked out of the club. You didn't want to work. That's why Mesut Ozil didn't want to run. So he was kicked out of the club. But you, Aubameyang, I'm sorry, Mesut Ozil is a way bigger player than this guy, Aubameyang. He just thinks that he's a big player because he's on TV all the time.
You reckon? Do you think he's a good player?
He's a good player, yes. He's a good player, but he's not. He thinks he's like a legend. He thinks he's a Drogba or something, right?
Just to add to that, do you know how stupid that comment was? Stupid as well, because I know there's context to it. We don't know exactly when that video was, but I feel like it was recently. The same manager he's cursing, they're sitting top of the league and they progressed without you. Cool. If you want to look at the back in the last season, you can say whatever. But that was down to probably Arsenal more than Tottenham being great. But he's now sitting top of the tree. So he's doing something right. So for him to come out and say that, if it was recent, which I feel it was, is very stupid of him.
Yeah, that's hate. No, I'm sorry, that's hate. That's hate. Yeah. He's hating on Arsenal because he was treated bad.
Yeah, I think it's hate. Yeah, you know what? He's a hater. You know what? He's right. He's a hater. He's a hater.
He's like, he doesn't like that he sees them top of the league. He's waiting for them to flop to say I was right. So, it's just, I didn't like him. He having his friend shooting from a camera, and then he's like, oh, I'm not paying attention that you have a camera in your hand. You knew this video was on purpose. You knew what you were saying. And you
Wait, is that what he said? That must be the extended clip. I've only seen a short. I didn't know he said that in the video.
Yeah, it's man. You just gotta go watch it for yourself, man. He's actually hating. But
let's talk about the referees or no?
You want to talk about the referee? This because there's inconsistency yesterday, right? Antonio didn't get a handball. Gabriel, no handball. Marcus Rashford, out of all of them, was the least suspect out of it. You can see the ball where he hits the shirt, and you can see the shirt's crease. He didn't get his goal, and Marcus Rashford deserved a goal yesterday. He looks on fire at the moment. He's playing out of his skin. He's done what he needed to do and everything. But this ain't about Man United. In your opinion, be honest. Be honest, because to me, I feel like the ball was a bit too close to Gabriel for me and for him to get his hand down. I get it; it don't look natural, but when you're moving, your arms can be anywhere. He tried to put his hands down. It was about 2 yards away from him, if that. Smacked his hand. For me, it wasn't a handball.
Guys, our fan base were crap. Do you know what it is? Right? You said everything perfectly. The reason why I don't think it was a penalty, I think there's too much close proximity, so I don't believe it was a penalty. But the reason why I understand that outrage from our fan base is because of the consistency. We've seen that given too many times this season. So when it's not given, us as Liverpool fans thinking, hold on, it should be given. But if I have to look at it in isolation, I don't think that's a penalty. Honestly, I honestly believe that was the right call.
100% a penalty.
You think it's a penalty?
100%. Okay, listen, man.
Shit.
His hand above his shoulder, done. Why is
but when you move,
if your hand have you ever run like this? You run like have you ever run like this? Do you in the law, they say if your hand above the word deliberate doesn't mean that you intention. It's not intention. You're deliberately putting your hand in an unnatural position. Your hand above your nobody ever in the history runs like this. It doesn't happen.
I mean,
nobody
Sterling
moves like
does.
this. If it was next to him and extended, yes, he's balanced. There is nobody that puts his hand up this. It's a mistake. Dan Burn got called for a penalty, and the explanation.
I saw this. Yeah, I saw this.
And the explanation is simple, and everybody shut up after this. He said, in the law, they wrote it like this: if your hand is above your shoulder, it's unnatural position. It's outside your body. You're using it for balance. Up above your shoulder, it is not. That's what happened to Ansu Fati in the Champions League. In the law, the proximity doesn't matter if you're putting your hand like this, and he had his hand like this. It's a penalty, 100% penalty.
No, thanks, because before I come on the stream, I didn't think it was. But your explanation, when you just use that analogy, do you ever rub with your hand in the air? Is that simple? True. You don't.
I'm sorry, but I feel like the ball was way too close, man.
But that's the thing. Proximity doesn't matter when you have your hand above your shoulder.
In the rule, I think in the rule book it does. I think in the rule book, I'm pretty sure I saw something early in the season.
Anyway, but forget that. Ian Wright said that freaking Jesus penalty, these referees need to be educated. Not every touch in the area is a penalty. That's definitely not a penalty. The touch was too soft to be called. He didn't impede him. And let me tell you something. If I hit your leg and your leg is above the ground, you will fall down. If you watch it closely, Gabriel Jesus, after he got hit, right, he put his leg on the ground, was able to stand, and then he fell. If I hit your leg, you will fall down right away, without question. He didn't. He put his leg on the ground, stood, was balanced, and then he threw himself to the ground because he felt the contact. That means the contact was not strong enough. That's my second.
I bet Arsenal fans are loving this right now, though.
We should have basically won the game, and the decision.
No. Arsenal deserved the win. They deserved the win 5-2.
Like, you did not deserve it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk.
Third point. I'm sorry. Third point. Before I know you want to move on. That Trent that they talk about, Trent red card. If you stop at when Martinelli stomped on Trent's leg, it looks like a red card. It is not. Trent is the one who put his leg in the wrong position. Martinelli played the ball and he has to land. It's the same as basketball. In basketball, if you stay where the player is landing, it's a foul on you. I don't say it's a foul on Trent, but I cannot just put my leg underneath someone who's landing and who just played the ball, and then I call it a penalty. And actually, his leg was not high. He just played the ball and he landed on Trent's leg. It's definitely not a red card. It's not even a foul.
Do you know what is a red card? Do you know what is a red card? Do you know what is a red card? That the fact that we're only on 120 likes, even though there's like I see about 260 to 400, those 300 people jumping about here and there, man. Do smash the like button, guys. Don't forget it. Appreciate everyone that's here and supporting the channel. Big up Mo G's as well with the super chat saying Jesus should have been quiet in a quiet room for concussion protocol instead of on the pitch. Drawing that penalty, by the way, was poor officiating. The thing is, I don't think Liverpool fans can complain about VAR too much. They always get decisions. I'll be real, always get decisions.
And Arsenal always don't get decisions, right? Arsenal always don't get decisions.
Big up for the super chat.
Yeah, no. Decisions going against them. It's true.
Yeah, if anything, they always have the.
No, you got 3 points. You remember you got 3 points from Newcastle in the 8th minute in a game that should have only had 5 minutes. So you can't complain about that.
You can't complain about that. They were wasting time in added time.
Nobody wastes 3 minutes in 5 minutes. That doesn't happen. It's impossible to do.
We still got a lot to go through.
I can't. If I try to do it, I can't do it. I can't waste 3 minutes and 5 minutes. Come on, just be reasonable here.
Yeah. By the way, 131 likes, nearly 150. So we're 19 away. So do double check and do subscribe if you haven't subscribed to know when our next show is on. It'll be appreciated if you do want to come along in future and watch more of the show. Other than that, there was another one. This is the one. From Martin earlier. This is just a quick yes or no, and we're gonna dive into the Klopp and his substitutions. What changed the game? Here's a question for the LFC fans: would you sack a Klopp for a Pep?
Who's Pep
right now?
What
for a Pep? Saying basically, would you sack Klopp for Pep? Even now, you know what? Even before, let's take it back. It's easy to go on somebody that's not in form and not doing well. So that's an easy yes. But beforehand, would you have taken Pep for Klopp in the summer?
Say yes.
It depends what Pep would be allowed to do, because I still believe now with our current squad, Pep wouldn't be able to work wonders with this squad, because
with
we all know.
Thiago, with a Fabinho.
Yeah, but
I'm
listen,
sorry,
we know
you
in a
have
Pep
you have
team,
the you have the
listen,
better
we know in a
points in the back.
We know in a Pep team, every player has to be technically sound. Every player in our team is not technically sound. We can go back to 16 to 17. That wasn't a Pep team. They had, I'd say 60% of their players were technically sound, but not all of them. And you saw what happened. It was rebuilding. It was first season, and I believe he got fourth or third in his first season at City. With these current crop of players, he would do well with them, but you know what? To answer the question, I'm doing too much. I would, because I think he'll be doing better than what a Klopp would be. But if the question was, can Pep miraculously win us the title from this position? No. But is he better than a Klopp? Yes. I don't know why I went on that segment. I actually just wasted.
Did you know where it's Klopp?
I would.
Mo, yesterday we saw Klopp trying to be a tactical genius. Like he tried to and it backfired. Look, he tried to. Never ever seen Klopp do a defensive thing before. You could say against Brighton, he didn't learn his lesson from 3-2 lead. Now let's keep the lead. No, he continued to try to attack against Arsenal 2-2. He's like, let me bring off Jota. Let me bring off Salah. Let me bring on who did he bring on at that time? He bring on a Fabinho, I think, and he also bring on an Elliot or something like this. And it looked a bit negative from a Liverpool side, and it backfired. They lost the game due to the penalty. They didn't look like they were going to do anything offensively after that. They looked a bit bleak, and it's like, is this the end of the road for Klopp?
You're asking me or you're asking Roms?
No, I'm asking both of you, bro. Like, I'm gonna answer Mo, but Mo respectively.
I'll go after. I'll let Mo go first, because the answer is pretty simple.
It's not the end of an era, because there is nobody better to manage Liverpool than him. The problem is he is becoming a stubborn old man for me. Like, he wants to play the same way with aging player, and I keep saying this over and over, because you cannot do the same with someone who's older. You cannot run the same when you're older. You cannot do the same goal scoring when you don't have the same wingers. You need to change. You need to do what Pep does. Pep changed the way they play to adapt to a center forward. Now they have the wing, the fullbacks coming in inside. He's filling the midfield. Even Foden playing right wing coming inside. And we talked about this guys before. Jurgen Klopp wants to play the exact same way. And he reminds me of Jurgen Klopp when Van Dijk was injured. He wanted to play high line with that Turkish guy in the defense. He's so stubborn that it's costing him, and it's going to cost him his job and his legacy at Liverpool. Liverpool fans if this keeps going the same, it's gonna be okay. Thank you, Uncle Sharma is a friend. You know, like he's like his Italian heritage. He's reminding me of stuff. Exactly, he wants to do the same thing, and someone needs to whisper to him and say, "Hey, listen, we need to change." Listen,
would you say as well, Roms? Yeah, at the same time, does Klopp not deserve to end of the season, regardless of what happens? Because I've seen a lot of this is a rebuild. Cool, it's a rebuild. Maybe it's a long overdue rebuild. Would you say, you know what? Write the season off. What happens. Go get the players. FSG now need to stick their foot into money.
No, but Kaz, this is my rebuttal to that. And I know Liverpool fans don't like to call out Klopp and criticize Klopp. They're just going to put it on FSG. FSG are to blame in past windows. This window, I don't know if you two know this, he gave Klopp the funds. Klopp was a stubborn. He waited for a Jude Bellingham. That's not going to come to us probably now. And out of spite, when he could have got two midfielders for cheaper on a cheaper way.
Would you say Nunes was just? You should never have bought Nunes. That 85 million should have went to maybe a Barella and maybe another sort of midfielder.
And a Saseda or maybe a
Mateus Nunes. Barella and Nunes would have changed this. This would have been a scary Klopp side.
And they have the leg. Because the thing is, I was saying at the start of the season, for me, it's not even a system that's broke. It's the personnel. Like Mo said, you can't keep having the same old players to carry out the intensity that they've been doing the last 3-4 years. Mane said to BBC Africa, right, leaving Liverpool was the best decision of his career. Not obviously playing-wise, but mentally. Because you lot do know, he wanted to leave last summer. And he had to see a psychologist. I don't know if you lot read about this, but he had to see a psychologist. He's like, why am I playing at this? Like, what's going on? And the psychologist even said to him, maybe you've been doing the same thing for too long. It becomes insanity. And Klopp said, just give me one more year. Then
you know what's mad, You know what's mad? You could have 100% sorted out your midfield with 95 million. I like a lot of people saying Palhinha, that's a steal. Nunes, there's another steal.
Yeah,
Barella, that's another still. And then you still got a Thiago, you still got a Fabinho, and you still got a Henderson in
too
your
loyal,
captain. Do you know
bro.
what I mean?
He's too loyal, right?
He's too loyal to his play. Yeah,
Too
he has
loyal.
his favourites. And what annoys me
So
is our fans are
sentimental.
quick-
So sentimentalism is his downfall, basically. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and our fans are quick to call out FSG. And yes, we always leave ourselves 2-3 summers behind. But for this one, the blame cannot be on FSG. If I'm correct, he had about 80 million to spend. He said no. He wanted a bit more for Jude Bellingham. You have to draw the line as owners. They didn't want to give him any more. Then he said, you know what? I'm going to wait for Jude. But he shot himself in the foot because Jude will not come to Liverpool now. But in my opinion, he was never coming, but he's not going to come to Liverpool Football Club now. And now we've shot ourselves in the foot and there's no real solution now. We've got this. I would say as a manager, you have to kind of try something new and go against the grain. I don't know if you two know much of him, but we've got an amazing young player called Stefan Bajetic. And at the start of the season...
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I saw him pre-season.
Yeah, started to see. You saw him against Udot, his little cameo, and you would even say as a United fan, Kaz, he looked quite decent. But you, at the start of the season, I understand you can't chuck him in because the objective was to win the league. Now our objectives have altered, and it's now just to get in the top 4. You can now put this player in because the midfielders we have now are incompetent. Milner can't run, Heno can't run, Fabinho's spent. Thiago, did you not see in the Arsenal game as well? Thiago, he was actually trying to sprint, but it just looked like a jog because that's not it.
And then with a parachute on.
You don't have to. Say that again.
Running with a parachute on.
Parachute, exactly. He just couldn't get back. But to answer your original question, Kaz, I keep diverting. I'm like you. One thing Klopp's never done is be able to rebuild a squad. I want to give him that time till the end of the season. The only problem is with that, if FSG give him the funds in January to somewhat try and rectify this squad, will he even use the funds, or would he be stubborn again like this summer and hold out for a player that's not 100% going to come to us? But I will give him to end of the season. I'm not Klopp in, I'm not Klopp out. I just want Klopp to do better. That's one, because anyone to say that Mo said there is no better manager to manage us as of now. There's not really anyone on the market as such. I wanted a Luis Enrique, but he's doing well with Spain and he's still got that campaign. I know there's been talks of Jardim, but Jardim did many good things in Monaco, but he still hasn't had that big club yet. So I'll still stick with
there's Ruben Amorim, might be a decent option. Sporting Lisbon, potentially. Attacking coach as well.
Listen, Rams, no, you can't do that. The problem is with Antonio Conte there, with Arteta now being big now, with Ten Hag coming and Pep, you can't do that. You can't. You need a big name manager. Now in the Premier League,
Simeone.
I'm sorry. Yes, I know it's terrorism, but the thing about the Premier League now, if you're not a big name manager, you're not going to be able to compete. You're not.
Yeah, maybe go get
it's
two.
Very hard.
It's
very hard. It's very hard.
No, that's the hard truth, because the things, because we've been so accustomed to attractive Cincinnati football, our fans wouldn't want to see that. But I would rather do what Chelsea did, win 2 Prems in about 3-4 years with a boring style, a very pragmatic type of football, instead of being the nearly men with this attractive brand but not winning much. So I actually agree with that, but it wouldn't go down well.
There's a Zidane. There are people. There's a Zidane out there. You can get a Zidane. You can get, I don't know, like Nagelsmann is a problem.
Hansi Flick, maybe.
Like a big. You need a big name that will come in, occupy the media. That the spotlight need to be taken away from the players. You need the manager. You need people to stop talking about Salah. You need people to start talking about Nunes. You need people to stop talking about Trent. They need to talk about the manager, not the players. And this is why you get better. For now, nobody talks about Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, in the first thing in his press conference, someone asked him, why did you take out Trent? And what about Salah? They want to focus on the players, while when you, like a Mourinho, would take everything on him. Ask about me. Don't ask about the play. Don't mention name. Talk about me. And then that leaves the player just to play football. You know, Trent is thinking, oh my God, they're gonna talk about me about this ball. I'm gonna pass this wrong. And you know, these players are not old. They're young. This Trent guy is 23, 24. He's still young. There's a lot of pressure on these players, man.
To be fair though, yesterday was the first time ever, or in a long time, Klopp actually did take accountability. For what I was shocked, he never does it, but he said this was on me. He tried to divert the attention off them. He said this was on me. I made the wrong substitution. This game was on me, but he doesn't do it enough. I agree with you. He doesn't do it enough. Another name that's been that's been linked to us recently in our bad form is Pochettino. That's another one people have chucked in. But with him not, I know you could say he won the League with France, but you have to see the team at his disposal. But our fans are probably like that because the style of play will be attractive and whatnot. But like you said, Mo, I feel like there's bigger names. A Simeone, a Sarri, a bigger name. And I know someone's also, Ilias has put in the chat a Hansi Flick as well, because I think after this World Cup, he's looking to leave the German squad. But there are names out there. There are. But yeah. I want to give him time. I do want to give him time.
Someone that's obviously that might be going into the internationals. Obviously, we know Pep that's definitely where he's going to be heading at some point in his career. But let's talk a little bit now on Manchester City v Southampton. This is a Premier League review show, so we're going to have to review the main games. But Manchester City, this is how they set up, right? They set up with just pretty much a standard 4-3-3. You could say, you could call it a 4-4, whatever you want to call it, right? And as you can see, though, Southampton playing a 4-2-3-1, pretty much pegged banked as well. This is the positions they started with. As you can see in the goals, you can see who scored: Haaland, Foden, Cancelo, and Mahrez. What's quite interesting, though, is obviously on this next part is that a lot of their attack came down the left-hand side, barely through the middle. The right-hand side, they kind of just left alone, right? And then I'll come on to another slide, obviously, from this, is that this is the average positions. We all thought they're playing 4 at the back. But if you lot can see this, they were playing 3 at the back for most of the game. Bernardo Silva and Rodri were playing close with each other. And a lot of the time, as you can see with number 7, Cancelo was taking up a wing-back role. And then you could also say that a lot of the players started drifting over. You can see on the side, the link-up, a lot of the time, who was linking up the most? Ruben Diaz and Akanji, obviously. Ruben Diaz, Ake, so forth. But a lot of the time, you can see it was going down the left-hand side. That's where they literally took up the positions. And they literally destroyed their right hands, their Southampton's right through their left. And you could say, once again, Mahrez, all he had to do, keep wide, occupy, and he still got a goal. Still got a goal. Now, this is a free back. He's not playing 4 at back in the moment. Usual positions you would see is obviously the fullback, Kyle Walker, and a Cancelo. You would see the number up there. But this time, Akanji was pretty much playing right back, right centre back on a high line and just sitting there. So they didn't have nothing going on the counter, which I found quite interesting. They battered them 4-0. Haaland scored again. This brother's on 15 fucking goals, Premier League goals this season. How many goals does this man really get for you, Robs? Because I ain't asked you this question. I said he can get 40 plus. I think he can get 40 Premier League goals this season. I'll be honest.
My prediction before the season was 25 plus. He's blown it out the ball. Do you want me to give you an exact number or just a rough estimate? Because if I give you an exact number, I'll just throw in. I think he'll get 41. 41 goals. I don't know why. I just feel like he will end the season with 41 goals, which will be ridiculous. Which will be the most. Yeah. Yeah. I said there's 3 records, Kaz, yeah. 2 he will break this season. Next season, he might break the other one. Vardy's 11-game consecutive run of scoring, I think he's going to break that at some point in the season, whenever it will be. Salah's record, that's the main one. He's breaking that probably. Maybe even before the World Cup, I'll go as far as say, actually, that's a bit too. Maybe just after the World Cup, he'll break that one. And the Champions League one, I think Cristiano Ronaldo holds it with 18 in the campaign. I can see him doing either this season or next season, blowing that record out of the water as well. He's a joke. Like, what do you?
I think he'll find it hard in Champions League to break that one in a single season. I think that's a hard one for Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, I think that's hard.
I know it's a hard one, but would you ask yourself? Would you be surprised if he done?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised at that. And obviously, you got City next. You do know that. I mean, as well at Anfield. So it's kind of mad. How many goals is Haaland? I don't know about.
I think he gets a brace. I don't know about minimum.
He gets a brace.
I think he gets a brace minimum. I'm just being honest. I pray this doesn't happen, but I think he gets a brace minimum.
All right, cool. This is a better question then again. How pissed off would you actually be if you lost the City or you don't care now? Like, have you already written off the game in your head?
I said before the Arsenal game, we're going to get 0 out of 6 points, but I love my club. Of course, I want us to win, but I can't see it. I can't see it, honestly. And you'll get some of the optimistic fans saying, we're at Anfield, we rise up against it. But what they need to understand is the system is broken. And you know what? Even after COVID, City haven't lost to us. It's been 2 draws. They don't really lose to us. Before COVID, they were losing like consecutively. Since COVID, they've won and they've drawn. Cool, albeit there was no fans in the ground, but they still won the game. And I can't see us win that at all. You can say Anfield, whatnot. Van Dijk is going to suffer his first. I'm gonna be a bit shameless here. I want Klopp just to leave him out the squad entirely, so that record can carry on. But I know it won't happen. But
Gaetan, go on. I was going to say just a quick one, just a quick question.
Ooh.
Not relevant really, but Gaetano, big up for the super chat. Thank you very much. Do you think Liverpool finish ahead of Man United? Just a quick off-topic one, yes or no?
I'm still gonna say yes. I'm still gonna say yes.
What you, Mo?
No.
Oh,
yeah. Dude, I'm just looking. There's no explanation here other than I'm just looking at this club who just won away against Everton, and the other one that is just not even performing. The players, it's getting worse by the game. So it looks like the trajectory is down here, but the trajectory is going up here. When you bounce back from a loss in the derby like this, it's just a positive sign. So
yeah, as well. But back onto Manchester City in a Southampton game as well. We can always talk about Haaland. Obviously, it's so easy, but let's talk a little bit about another little magic person called Phil Foden. Oh, thank the Lord he's English. This guy is going. I think he's on course having his best season, and this best season that he's having is ridiculous. I don't know his stats so far.
I think it's 6 at the moment. 9. I don't know about goal contribution, but goals itself, I think it's 6 goals in 9 games now.
So he has got this season alone. Let me check it. He's got 7 goals and 3 assists in total, and 6 of them are in the Prem of those goals, by the way, and all 3 are all 3 are actually in the Premier League as well. That's ridiculous. He can come up and do bits. He's making things tick as well. As much as you can talk about Bernardo Silva, I don't think Bernardo Silva's really had he hasn't stepped up a gear. Like exactly, I don't think he's head to the right place.
He's kind of just stayed at the same,
And the person that is doing this stuff is Phil Foden. And he's doing just this free roam kind of role, and he's just playing here, there, everywhere. Grealish is playing well as well, even though he's not getting the stats, doesn't exactly paint the full picture. And then the next question will come: who actually can stop Manchester City this season?
Manchester City. The way they can. I'm serious. Manchester City. Number one, World Cup can stop Manchester City if players get injured. I know that Haaland is not going, but everybody else is going. Even Akanji, I think Switzerland is there.
Yeah, he's their main centre back. Yeah.
So he's their main centre back. I think maybe Alisson is gonna play over Ederson, but that doesn't matter because I don't think Ederson is the big factor here. Rodri is gonna start for Spain. We know that. It's not gonna be Busquets. So for me, it's gonna be just luck. Even if Haaland gets injured, it doesn't matter. Somebody else will step up and score. For me, it's just injuries can hurt them because it looks like even Nathan Ake can go to the World Cup right now. There's a talk that
he's going to. He's going. He's been playing in the friendlies and everything else.
I think Nathan Ake is going. So
Louis Van Gaal likes him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mad. So the next person. So do you guys think they can actually do the Invincibles this season? Because I know that'll piss Arsenal fans off if they actually did. I think Tottenham can stop them.
They're gonna. Okay, listen. I think the only.
But it's not the same.
Actually, I think Arsenal can still. I think Arsenal can get a result against Man City.
No, but I'm talking about a win. I'm not talking about a draw. I'm talking about a win. I'm talking about someone they got to have.
It's hard. It's hard, but when the Champions League come in and then they have like especially February, March, when they have like. Yeah. This is where they can get. But listen, people want to talk about Man City, but Arsenal played Liverpool, Arsenal played Man United, and they are top of the league. I know that we're not giving Arsenal the respect. I know that because Man City are. Listen, they're playing atrocious football, so I don't want to talk about them now. We'll talk about them later. But
no, I'm saying that. I mean, Arsenal played Tottenham as well.
Yeah,
and they got Chelsea.
Exactly. So they played Tottenham as well. So for me, Arsenal are top of the league, and we're not talking about them enough. We're talking about City as champions elect, and it's an insult to Arsenal. However, I know it's unbelievable how many goals did City score? 38 or 33 now, something like this.
Well, I mean, you've got the table.
What, in the league? Already in the league?
You don't know that? Okay, let me.
That's a joke.
I think you might have to.
Yeah, let me zoom in and then show you guys this this table. It's because it's nuts, right? It's forget championship form, forget anything. It is absolutely crazy if someone has scored 33 goals in 9 games. This is more than 3.5 0.5 goals a game. This is nuts. I don't think that happened before. I've never seen something like this before. And now they are tied with the best defense in the league. Oh, no. Yes, with Newcastle and Brighton. So you have the best offense by far, and you have the best defense. This is championship form. I know that Arsenal are plus 13, which is great, but to be plus 24 after 9 games, it is crazy. It is something I have never seen before. You want to talk about Farmers League and this and that. It is. The problem is their coach and their players are playing football that is out of this world. This is the best team in the world right now. Don't tell me PSG, don't tell me this and that. It is ridiculous the way they play football. I don't know about Rams. What do you think? I know that people want to talk about Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. But for me, Arsenal are doing the work. Yes. But to put in these numbers, I'm not sure who can stop them. I don't think there's anybody.
I just feel that your question was, will they? Of course they can. They can go invincible. I just feel I'm the opposite to you two. I don't think it will be a big club to stop now. I know they've got Haaland now and whatnot, but I just think, like Mo said, World Cup, business end of the season with Champions League, they've got the squad to be able to deal with both competitions. But I just feel there's going to be that one game against a lesser opposition where they just turn up, park the bus. And I know fans will say, but we've got Haaland now for them chances that we used to miss. But I just feel, if you want my actual prediction, I think they only lose one game. I only think they lose one game, but I don't feel they'll go invincible. But like Mo said, we have to give Arsenal the respect and whatnot, but they're unstoppable.
I think there's one team. I think there's one team that could potentially beat them.
I think, and some people keep saying the league won't, like, to win the league this season, that the team will get between 80 and 90 points. I still think City are going to get 90 plus again. And you know what's scary about City? They've not even got out of first gear yet. They're just getting warmed up. Normally by now they've registered a loss. They've not even lost a game yet. I just think it's scary times. Honestly, they're a joke. They're actually a joke. But I do feel back the second half of the season after World Cup, a lesser opposition will stop them unexpectedly. And yeah,
Newcastle had the chance, Cass. Newcastle had the chance.
Well, you could say they got robbed slightly, but at the same time, I know a lot of people don't believe me when I say certain things, but I believe in Graham Potter, and he won 3-0 against Wolves. They actually played good stuff. It's not just Wolves; they dismantled Wolves, who have conceded, I think, the least in the league as well.
With 7 changes, with 7 changes as well.
7 changes, and by the time they played Chelsea as well, I don't know when Man City v Chelsea is actually coming up. I'm sure it's coming up at some point, towards in November. I think one of the last games. Am I right, Mo?
Yeah.
Is that Chelsea?
I'm checking.
If there's one team that will stop them, I reckon it can be Chelsea. I actually think, look, Arsenal are playing great, and I think they can finish second or third. But at the same time, I also think Chelsea can finish second or third. Like you can see in the table, they're not far off a third anyway. It's only 4 points off of Tottenham. You know what I mean? They started off bad, but I think Graham Potter's got he can beat big managers as well, and they do have a good squad. I don't know why people think they don't have a good squad. They got good personnel.
You know what? It's very strange. Chelsea play Man City after the break.
Yeah, the 2nd of January.
So they're gonna play. They're gonna play New Year's. So again, that's another factor. A lot of the players are going to the World Cup. If they're gonna beat them and get them on a side, then I think Chelsea can be that team. That not at the Etihad, but at Chelsea, Man City don't have a massively sick record against this. Always a tight game. Always a tight game. And he's never. And now it's not Tuchel, it's Potter. And again, I just feel like Potter is a very, very good manager, and he's gonna send a lot of people into shockwave, especially next season. Potter's going to show up massively, in my opinion. You don't need a long time with this squad because they all generally know each other. I don't think they're going to bin a lot of the players either. They're going to get a few more additions and world-class additions. And Nkunku's one name already out of that book. And you're thinking, wow, like how their squad is massive.
It's back to the question earlier. Obviously, he's now at Chelsea. And I know Mo did say we need a big net manager to take away pressure from the squad or whatnot. But that is a guy that I also wanted. I did actually want Graham Potter to be Klopp's successor. That's actually a name I wanted. And I think everything you've just said, Kaz, is spot on. I think Chelsea can. But I know you're saying Chelsea can beat them, but I feel like the most they'll probably get is a result, which is a draw. I don't think they will beat City, but they can. You're right, 100%. And they look defensively strong again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To the both of you, do you agree with? I know he's not good with the ball at his feet, but do you agree with Mendy being number 2 now?
Well, yeah, he's been playing awful ever since he posted a picture of a certain somebody. He's been woeful. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's just been playing shit like always.
I never liked Mendy. I don't like Arita Balaga, but I never liked Mendy as a goalkeeper.
I reckon they get a new goalkeeper. Anyways, Mendy or Kepa will go one or the other. I don't think it'll be Mendy. I think he'll end up bringing in. I reckon he'll bring in Sanchez.
I think Kepa's gonna stay the number 1 because Kepa is good with his feet, and Thomas Tuchel would want to go. Listen, Thomas Tuchel. Sorry. Graham Potter stuck with what's his name? What's his name? Ryan or something. The guy, Sanchez.
That's what I was saying.
Sanchez, and Sanchez is a terrible goalkeeper. He's just good with his feet, and he stuck with him. Graham Potter is like Pep. They don't care about because they know that there's not going to be a lot of chances on them. For me, I think Graham Potter is going to do wonders with Chelsea. Now I can say that Liverpool might really finish outside the top 4, and there's going to be a disaster, and that's not down to them being bad because it's down to every other club are progressing and Liverpool are regressing. Everyone. Spurs are progressing. Arsenal are. Even Man United are. Chelsea are. Newcastle. Liverpool are the only club probably in the top half of the table that regressed this season. The only club.
True.
The only one.
Yeah, because looking in this.
Absurd. I'm not. You could say I'm backing my club, but I don't know. I just think when everything's said and done, we scrape. And when I mean scrape, down to the wire, last day of the season, I think we get that 4th spot. I just still think we will.
You have to be there. That's the problem, Rams. You have to be there.
I hear you, man, but I just feel we've been saying this all season, but eventually we will start to get.
You're not even going to see
when, Rams. That's the question.
Rams, I hope you're here next week, because I'd love for you to come on the show again next week. Because when we pull up this table again, Liverpool won't even be in this top half.
Exactly. Listen. I want to tell you something, guys. Someone said
17 points off of Arsenal
after the game yesterday. They said, imagine if Liverpool lose next game. They will be, I think,
17 points off Arsenal.
Arsenal have to lose 6 games. 6 games. Assuming that Liverpool don't lose a point.
Or
to catch them.
Or need a draw. Or Arsenal need a draw.
Then you'll need more draws. You'll need probably about 10. The draws will have to be.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Dude,
and
it gets bigger and bigger.
Same joke. You know what's funny, yeah? The same joke here. Look, Manchester United could beat Newcastle next week, and you're gonna have to you have to pull up to Manchester United that we think might be finishing.
Where is it?
Is that Man United? I'm going to the game myself. So Man United, imagine they beat Newcastle. Not only did they go 4 points above Newcastle, but at the same time, you could be 8 points above Liverpool. When was the last time we said something like that?
Yeah,
I hate it.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer season. This is what I'm saying. 8 points, and Man United could drop those points easy, but I can't see Man United dropping three losses in the next.
I don't see it. Maybe think about
one,
who you play,
maybe 2 up. Well, we got Chelsea soon, innit? We got Chelsea away.
Yeah,
soon.
Who you played from the big teams? We
played Arsenal, City. We got Arsenal, City, Liverpool. We got Chelsea, Man United. We got Chelsea to go, and who else? Spurs. We got Spurs at home at the end of the month or something like that. We will beat Spurs. I'm so confident in beating Spurs at Old Trafford. Yeah. Chelsea's the game where I feel like we'll drop points, of course, and we don't ever do well at the bridge. Recent history shows different, but at the same time, I'm not disrespecting Chelsea. If I think they're going to get second or third, these are games that they're meant to be winning. They're going to have to come tough.
And you already played Brighton.
And exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to see. But the only thing is that you don't know what Chelsea strikers might show up against Aubameyang and Varane. I am confident.
Yeah, Aubameyang is not going to touch the ball.
Broja, on the other hand, I'll be a little bit more scared.
He deserves a start. Soon,
but
in the near future.
How?
Yeah.
Aubameyang's firing, bro, at the moment. He's a good player. He's firing. A confident Aubameyang is scary, Aubameyang.
No, it's true. But then Broja, his little because I was at the Chelsea game, right? Even his cameo, he came on, he just looks very direct. He skipped past the player and then a shot that just went wide. He did the same thing and it resulted in a goal. Like, bro is a very confident player, and I think it'll probably be. I can see him starting the game against City in the League Cup probably in a few weeks' time. He'll probably start that game because you're right. The Aubameyang's in form. because even this weekend could have been a good time to start, bro, and he still didn't start. So you're right. He probably won't get a league start anytime.
We ain't spoken on another team again. Let's add them to the conversation because they probably will recruit in January. Conte, Udogie or Udogie or however you say his name. Sorry if I pronounced wrong.
You're Inter and Spurs are like your English team, aren't you? Or is that still just a running joke?
I don't have an English team.
Sorry.
I do not have an English team.
I always run the joke.
I always go for the underdog. I promise you. I always like if Man United are even though like the team I did like the most growing up was Man United. Just because of the dominance, because I don't like dominance in football. I like competition. I like back and forth and stuff like this. But for me, I always go for the under. If Man United are challenging for top 4 and then they come in close, I'll root for them because I like an underdog story, like Leicester. I like stuff like this. But
so Mo, you want us to get top 4 then? Because we're the underdog.
No, but I've had enough from Liverpool fans. Listen, you don't go from being cocky last year, quadruple, to we're too bad, we're shit, we're shit. Be with us. I don't
sounds
like
Husam.
It
sounds like Husam.
I'm sorry. You see how how you guys came with chess last year?
No,
we're the best club in the world. We are this and that. And
we made our bed. We have to lie in it now. I get it.
Yes, exactly. You just made people don't like you. For me, Antonio Conte, if you want to, Cass, you wanted to ask a question about Spurs and this and that.
What was I going to say? Yeah, like, so again, with the same respect, right? We've been we spoke on what's it called? We spoke on like Chelsea and everything, but the same equation we have to add into there is that Antonio Conte's Spurs. We all say the football is not sustainable, but they just got a result against Brighton away, and again, it always puts into the question. We have to put Spurs into that top 4 equation because by next week, who they got? By the way, is that Everton? They got Everton next week. If they beat Everton,
right? They
beat Everton and you lose, they go 13 points above you. Do you get what I'm saying? And there's a lot of catch up. Now it's like, how does Liverpool get all these points? Because if you look, you got West Ham at home the following week after them, and West Ham are coming into form now.
And even look,
nice.
You know, they say when a manager gets sacked, there's new manager bouts. Forest have gone against the grain. They've actually given a Forest side, a manager in bad form, a new contract. Even tonight against Villa, I think Forest are now going to go on a little run as well. After West Ham, we have Forest a 12:30 kickoff as well. So there's me. You two just brought my confidence right back down because when I deep it, it's like, when are we going to actually bridge the... You're an idiot. You're actually right. I don't know how we're going to bridge this gap because then after... Forest, I believe it's Spurs away.
Look at this. I scrolled down to the table and Liverpool are 10th. They are in the same screen as Forest, Leicester.
We're 4 points off the drop zone.
Yes, exactly. That's how bad it is, guys. After 9 games, this is how bad it is for Liverpool fans. Let's go back to the top. Where maybe I'll scrape Liverpool from the top. Look at this. Here you go. They're gone. They're not even here. I don't see them. I don't see Liverpool on the screen. But to talk about Spurs, you know what? Antonio Conte, if he gets his players going, as Cass said, they already have the results without the performances. Imagine if the system starts working. Imagine that. Imagine if he gets his players firing. Like Arteta, 24 points with his players playing. This is the best Arsenal can do. We know that, right? This is the best. Antonio Conte, this is not the best. I'm sorry, I'm going to throw another name in there. This is not the best that Erik ten Hag can get out of these players. Imagine Antony getting better. Imagine Rashford getting back. Imagine Casemiro settling in. Imagine forget about Martial. He's not in the picture. Imagine again Martinez yesterday, and I was wrong, and I have to admit he absolutely was good. I think this guy, if they get the way they play, Ten Hag, Antonio Conte, they are there and thereabout without their players playing the actual football at the level of their coaches' needs. So that's something that we have to put in mind. Imagine Graham Potter getting there. Imagine Graham Potter getting the juice between these players. This is going to be an epic.
Well.
Huh?
I'm going to have to run another clip for you when you're finished.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Man United, Chelsea, and Spurs are not actually still playing to the potential. But I'm looking at this table, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and they're playing well. 5 out of 6 games you're winning, Man United. There's no denying that the trajectory is just up. So for me, I can't see anybody else going to that mix. This is it.
I'm gonna have to let me run this. Let me run this quickly. Can you lot see this? Yeah, this is what Sam said. By the way, I'm only gonna run the first part of it. You already know what it is, Mo.
We can hear it.
You can't hear?
No.
Yeah, I can't hear.
You can't hear nothing?
No. No.
Can you hear?
No. You have the sound off. You need to share the sound.
No, it's not out. I don't know how to share the sound. How do I share the sound? I don't know how to. Damn. The thing is, I can't actually do it. Let me go on. I'm gonna go on something else. Give me 2 seconds.
Yes,
You keep talking. I'm gonna go shit.
Let me ask Ron about Spurs. Do you watch Spurs often?
Yeah, I watch Spurs often.
Do you see? Okay, let me ask you something it's very strange. If Harry Kane gets injured, how do you see Spurs?
I don't think it will be as bad as people think. Of course, the number of goals might reduce slightly, but I feel what Conte has the ability to do. I don't know you two's opinion on Richarlison too much. I'm not his biggest admirer, but I know what Conte does. He will get that extra 10, 20% out of players. And I feel like if Kane was to get injured and Richarlison takes that role, the goal disparity won't be that much of a drop off. It will, of course, Harry Kane within the top 3 best number 9s in the world, but everyone keeps saying if Harry Kane gets injured, Spurs are finished. I don't think it's necessarily as bad as what people think. One thing I will say about Spurs though, this are you going to play or can I quickly land?
Finish. No, finish. Land.
I think the 3-5-2 suits them more than the 3-4-3. And I feel like Kulusevski, as good as he's been, when he returns from injury, he doesn't go straight back into his team because I think Basuma, Højbjerg and Bentancur in that middle 3 with Sessegnon and Matt Doherty. I know Conte says I don't want to lose and he was a bit rude about it, but he actually did very well against Brighton. And I feel this 3-5-2 is what Spurs should deploy going forward. I think they're more defensively sound. I also think they're more open and expansive. And I know no one cares about attractive football and whatnot as long as you get the results. But they even look a bit more attractive from when they play 3-4-3. So I think they should carry on with this. But to answer your question, without Harry Kane, I don't think it's some disaster as what people are making it out to be.
You know what is a disaster? This.
Look,
can you hear it?
12 points I know that are guaranteed every.
Can you hear it?
And that is Man United home and away and Arsenal home and away. Those I can guarantee we're going to win every single one of those.
Here has the ball. Ilanga back again. Jadon Sancho and Manchester United have. I swear to God, I could genuinely slap myself. Oh my God, man. This is so shit, bro. This is actually so painful. What have I done to deserve this?
Wow.
What have I done to deserve this?
I love you, Sam. I love the...
Like, what have I actually done? The ball is played in behind. Look at the space for the guy in the left back. You know why? Because Milner's not a fucking left back.
Listen. Osam is it's very genuine. I love like the.
I need to edit that clip up. I'm gonna edit up when I'm gonna see his Arsenal watch along, and I'm gonna see what I can clip from there. I'm gonna bring it to the end of the season.
It's amazing. But we love Hussam. He gives us, to be honest, he just puts a smile on my face every time he talks.
Arsenal home and away, well, 2 out of 4 might get right.
Yeah, he might get right, but
it is what it is.
I love the optimism and that, but he does it to himself. And you know why it was a bit delusional. He saw how we're playing. He knows we're not the Liverpool we were, and you can't be saying because he said that recently, Kaz, didn't it? That wasn't.
No. So he said that on Matisse's stream before the Man United stuff. So like a couple months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, I think he said it.
But we were still bad, and he was saying it on his channel. We were still bad, so he needs to be careful, man. But big up his Sam every time, man.
Yeah, man. Is there anything else anyone wants to plug at all, man? Because honestly, I feel like we've done enough talking today, man. I feel like I'm gonna keep it nice, short, and sweet. It's been nearly an hour and a half of talking. Big up anyone that's got up there. 176 likes and counting. So big up.
Get us to 200 people.
Honorable mention. honorable mention. Big up Bournemouth because they're doing very well. To go goal behind a Leicester team that everyone thought would then kick on again, and to come back from
above your club.
You win. Say that again.
They're above your club. I swear.
We know. You didn't have to mention that. Their new manager, I forgot his name, but he's doing very well. And I think they kept like 2 clean sheets out of the last 4.
The caretaker.
So they've not even appointed their proper manager yet. But just credit to him because they're sitting 8th. I think unbeaten in their last 4 or 5, 2 clean sheets. They're doing well, man.
The assistant coach of Spurs passed away.
Yes.
R.I.P. to him.
Yeah,
R.I.P. to. Other than that, man, I'm gonna go eat something. I think I'm hungry.
Yeah. Please make sure, guys, before you leave, get us to 200 likes. It's underneath the live chat. Like this video. It's not gonna cost you anything.
Exactly, and just listen.
One thing you
mate.
have to know about me is I'm not here to fuck about.
You know what I'm saying? Big up though, man. Yeah, catch us tomorrow, 1:30, 1 o'clock. Me and Daps. We'll be running Trending Tuesdays. We'll just be giving up the latest news on football and any updates within, just the footballing world. No politics. But yeah, man. See you tomorrow, I suppose, isn't it? A big up for the big show. Big up Roms. Big up LFC Saint. Big up Monts and the rest of the crew, man.